F prime or F double prime?
3x squared minus 4.
And then what do you do?
Then you set equal to 0. And then I don't know how I did something crazy.
4 over 3. Laura, pay attention. X squared equals 4 over 3. Ine, Henry, shut up. Thank you. Laura?
Then you do the square root, and then I don't know how you do the...
Yep. All right?
How do you do the other thing?
Okay, so your point of inflection might happen here, okay? Yeah, just leave it here, thank you. Okay? All right? So now what you need to do is so this is where the concavity is going to be changing. You with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So your intervals are going to be from, if you look at your number line, okay, here's 0, here's 2 root 3 over 3, and here's minus 2 root 3 over 3. So yesterday we built a table, remember? Okay, so your intervals are going to be minus infinity to minus 2 root 3 over 2. Then from minus 2 root 3 over 2 to 2 root 3 over 2, over 3 rather. Okay, there should be a 3, right? And then from 2 root 3 over 3 to infinity. Okay? You with me on that? Yes? And then you're going to pick a test point. And then you're going to find the sign of F double prime. So you can see that these are kind of nasty numbers. You have no idea as to where they're lying on the number line. Well, get your calculator out. Okay? And 2 root 3 should be about 1.7, 3.14, about 1. Okay, it's about 1. So get your calculator out. Stephanie, hang on a minute. Okay, can I finish, please? Get your calculator out, figure out what those numbers are, and then pick a test point. Okay? So if you pick a test point, let's just go through, wait for Laura to give me a test point.
I got it. So it's like almost negative 2, right?
What's negative 2 root 3 over 3?
Wait, I don't know. Okay.
Sorry? Negative 1.15. So pick a point in the interval minus infinity to negative 1.15. Negative 2. Take that number and put it in this equation here. Get a positive or a negative? Positive. Cup or Canadian? Cup. Okay, so between this number and this number, your function is going to be cup. Pick another number in this interval between negative 1.15 and positive 1.15. 0. Put it in here. Negative, Canadian or cup? Canadian. And so on. Guys, with me on this? Laura? You alright on that? Okay, Stephanie, you had a question.
Oh, that should be negative 2, 3, and 3. For the next interval. You need 2 to 3 over 2 in the middle one.
Thank you. Okay? Is everybody alright on this? Okay, any others? 15 should be very similar then. Yeah. Or maybe 15 you had a hard time differentiating. Yeah. So I think I should do 15 and then I'll come back, Monica, to your question. I'm finding that people are forgetting the chain rule. So on Monday and Tuesday, there's a worksheet out that's on the website. I don't expect you to do it in class. But what I'm going to do is you guys are going to stand and deliver on the board. So people are going to come out to the board and work these problems out on the board. Okay? So you can get whole class participation that way. Okay? Someone going to ask me participation points? Your participation is by being in school. That's participation. Are there any points for it? None. That's your job. That's your life. Okay? So that's nothing extra you're doing about it. Okay, number 15. Okay? You're going to use what? What are you going to use? Well, first, before that, product rule. Okay, product that. So f prime of x. Keep this constant, differentiate x. 1. What? Thank you. Plus, keep this and differentiate this now.
3 x minus 4 to the power of 2 times 1.
Shut up.
Oh, wait, I'm right.
You don't mess with these girls, okay? They're going to take you down, dude. Okay, don't mess with them. Okay, you all right on that? Okay? And then f double prime. F double prime. F double prime. Laura, come on, focus. Focus. Layla, shush. Focus. Tati, shut. Jeez. And can I get my babes to answer some question, please? Thank you. Yeah, it's such a show off, man. Seriously, that's why he's sitting with all the chicks at the back. Trying to show off, man. He's trying to get a harem going out there. Okay, Laura, focus. Tati, focus. Focus.
You were the biggest distraction in class, okay? Is it recording? Are you recording? Oh my god. I don't know what to do.
Differentiate x minus 4 to the third. Shh, 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 shh. 3.
Minus 4 squared.
Nice. Okay? Plus, notice that this is going to be 3x here now. Okay?
Why is that 3x? 6x.
Because it was x times 3, so you don't write x times 3. That's so you're going to get, okay, you're going to use the product rule now. So be careful. Be careful. Okay? I would take the 3 out and then differentiate what's left over, which is this part here.
Where did 3 come from?
From part here.
Oh.
Yeah, you really need to focus on this. Really need to focus. Okay, you lose one step, you miss one step, and it's all history. Okay, so you're going to use the product rule on that. So, Stephanie.
Could you factor x minus 4 squared after you come here?
You could.
And then you pull out the remaining?
Yeah, you could, but let's not go that route since I've already gone the other route. So how would you differentiate that using the product rule? Hello? Okay, you're going to keep x minus 4 squared. You're going to differentiate x 1. You're going to keep x and you're going to differentiate x minus 4 squared. 2 parenthesis x minus 4. Okay, and you're going to set this equal to 0 and solve. If you're having a hard time solving this equation algebraically, you've got beasts that do work for you. Okay, you got these beasts that do the work for you. Okay? Sorry? What do you mean they don't give you? What do you mean? This is the equation you're going to solve to get the point of inflection. Sorry? Laura, what do you say? No, you got to do the second derivative, obviously. Okay? And even if you're having a hard time doing this algebraically, I expect you to do these problems algebraically. Okay? They're not nasty. What was nasty was number 3 yesterday. That was nasty. Okay? This is not nasty, really. This is pretty straightforward. Okay? If you're having a hard time doing it, then we use the same technique I taught you yesterday, which is in y1 you would put this. In y2 you would put n deriv of y1. And then in y3 you would put n deriv of y2, and you go on. And then you'd solve this guy. Second calc 0, that guy. Okay, so there's always an alternative method to do this stuff. Okay, you're having a hard time with algebra. Okay, Monica, you had a question. Henry, answer your questions. Yeah, he's a stud. Okay, is everybody all right? Is everybody okay? He's a show off too. Okay, so yesterday we used a second derivative test to do things like concavity, okay? Cup or Canadian. Well, you can see that cup is what? Minimum. Canadian is hence the topic of extrema. Okay, hence the topic of extrema. So, completely connected. Karthik, the only thing to notice in this one here, the gotcha is that you got to set f prime to 0 and get the critical numbers. That's the gotcha. The two examples that I just did, you are actually setting f double prime to get the points of inflection. So here what you do is you find the critical numbers by setting the first derivative to 0 and then use the second derivative test. Okay, so that's the major difference. Okay, so keep those two concepts clear in your mind. Okay. Yes. Tuesday, first derivative test. What is it? What do you do? Sweet. Good job. Okay. So everybody okay on that? Okay. Let's do one example and then we'll be done for the day. So I offered to put these notes up on the website, you know, the blank notes, so you can fill it in so you don't have to kind of be rushing. Any takers on that? Okay, all right, I'll start putting the PDF files up. It's kind of late now. I mean, if you're doing only 5 chapters, we haven't quite done 3. We've done 2.5, okay. So then you can fill it in. That'll save you a lot of time and... Okay, it's going to be a lot of paper though, I'll tell you that, because you can see this is like a 24-point font. If you have the time. Now I'm going to put up PDF, so I don't know if in PDF you can reduce that. Because many people don't have the equation editor, so the math things come out as blanks then. They're just empty boxes, so then that's kind of hard. So I'll just put PDF, and then maybe, I think in PDF, if you want to print, you can shrink and then print, right?
Yeah, but then you have to, it's essentially trying to work with paint, where you essentially, take snippets and...
No, I mean, when you go print a PDF, don't you have an option of saying reduce percentage or something like that? Yeah. There might be, so, I mean, I'm just offering you this. If there's extra work for you to do and you don't want to do it, you don't do it.
The problem with that is that, let's say that you make it so that you can fit, like 2 pages in one.
I'm not going to mess with this. I'm not going
No,
to.
no,
Yeah.
like this dude.
Yeah. I mean, you can do whatever you want to try and fit it on paper. Okay, let's start working on this. Okay. So, Monica, F prime. Good job. Felix, critical number. 5. Lucy Goosey, F double prime. -2, good job. So F double prime is always negative. Is that Canadian or is that a cup? Canadian. Min or max? Max. Its X value? 5. How are you going to get the Y value? Wow, man, this guy's on a roll today. What did you have for breakfast, dude? How? Laura?
How do we know it's 5?
Because it's at the critical number, right?
That's a critical number at the time that it doesn't 0.
Yeah, I think that's the point you missed. I said that to do this, let's go back to the notes.
So where did you
Right there, the very first line. F prime of C equals 0. Right? So that's what I started out with this session, is telling you that what you've got to do is you've got to set the first derivative to 0 to get the places where there may be a min or a max. Yesterday you set the second derivative of 0 to get the... Yesterday you set the second derivative to 0 to get the... Sorry?
It's like the place where the
What's it called? Thank you. The POI, points of inflection. Okay, so yesterday was points of inflection. The second derivative to 0. Okay, to get the extrema, you set the first derivative to 0. Okay, and then you do the second derivative test, which is the COP Canadian test. Okay, all right. So you put it in the original equation, and what do you get? Nice. And I'm done. You guys are thrilled, I can see.
So we get the critical number from the first derivative, and then we plug that number into the original equation.
To get the Y value, to get this value. Okay, to get that value. So what I would suggest is you've got like almost 25, 30 minutes right now. Do at least a couple of problems so you know what to do. And if you need help, this is the time to get that help.